This is your Monday morning maths lesson, and today Chip has told me that our learning objective is to be able to use non-standard units to measure height and length. Okay, so we're going to be doing lots of measuring today. We're going to be finding things that are longer than things, shorter than things, taller, wider. Okay, so what I need you to do first is I need you to stand up. Stand up. So you need to be able to still see the screen, but stand up. Okay? And I'm going to set you a challenge, and I want you to do this challenge. Okay? And you might want to shout your answer out, or you might want to just say it, or you can write it down. Right. The first thing, I want you to look at your foot, okay? You might have a sock on, you might have a shoe on, you might have a slipper on, you might have nothing on. But I want you to look at your foot, okay? Right, I want you to find something that is longer than your foot. Longer than your foot. Go. Right, so you might have found something already, okay? You might still be looking, and that's fine, but I want you to find something that's longer than your foot. Look what's around you, look what's near you that you could use or that you could measure. Right, well done, year one. So you might have found a table or a cushion or a book that is longer than your foot. Right, now look at your foot again. I want you to find something that is shorter than your foot. Shorter. Are you ready? Go. You might even want to hold the object against your foot if you can to make sure it is shorter than your foot. If you want to pause this video, you can while you look for something, while you look for the things. But you might have been super fast and found something already. Well done. Right, I want you to hold up your hand. It doesn't matter what hand, I just want you to hold one hand up. I want you to look at it. And I want you to find something that is longer than your hand. Find something that is longer than your hand. Are you ready? Go. Have you found something? Can you shout it out to me? What have you found? Super, year ones. It might be a book. It might be your iPad. It might be your computer screen or your laptop screen. It might be your workbook in front of you. Well done. Right, now I want you to find something that is shorter than your hand. Shorter. Are you ready? Go. Have you found anything yet? If you have, can you shout it out to me? 1, 2, 3. Well done. It could be a rubber. It might be a button. You might have a very small pencil crayon. Well done, year ones. Right, what we are going to do now is we are going to count how many squares, so how many squares tall is the castle. Let's count them together. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it measures from the bottom of the castle right to the top, okay? So we're seeing how tall the castle is. And this castle is 10 squares tall. Right. How many squares is the dragon's body? I want you to count now. Have you got a number? Shout it out. 1, 2, 3. Well done. The dragon's body is 13 squares long. So we're measuring how long, how wide the dragon is. Right. I want you to count how many squares tall is the unicorn. How tall is the unicorn? Shout it out. 1, 2, 3. Well done. Right. What I want you to do is I want you to carry on counting. Go through the PDF on the website and count how many squares each of these pictures are. Okay? Right. And your 1-star job is to count the squares. Okay, now if you can print off the worksheet, that's great. But if you can't, that's fine. You can put the title in your book and then you can count the squares on the screen. Be careful because the squares are sometimes longer or taller than the actual picture. Okay, and remember, what do? We count it once, we count it twice, because it makes things nice. So that's your 1-star job. Now your 2-star job, okay? Now I want you to find a object, okay? It can be your hand, it can be a pencil, it can be a ruler, it can be a book, it could be a cushion, it could be a card, it could be a sock, okay? And what I want you to do is I want you to go on an object hunt around your house or your classroom if you're at school. And I want you, using that object, to find 6 objects that are longer than your object. And you can either draw them or write them. Then I want you to find 6 objects that are shorter than your object. So if I was using my hand, I'd find 6 objects that are shorter than my hand. And again, you can draw the objects or you can write them. And then I want you to find 2 objects that are the same length. Okay? The same length. Now this one might be a bit tricky, so you might need to go on a super object hunt for that one. Okay? This worksheet is on the website so you can see it in full. Your 3-star job, okay? Now using your object, so whether you've used your pencil, your hand, your sock, your rubber, okay, I want you to use that object to measure different things around your house. For example, if you were using a rubber, how many rubbers long is your kitchen table? How many rubbers long is your shoe? How many rubbers long is a fork? Okay, so how many rubbers? Okay, you don't have to use rubber, you could use pencil if you'd like. Okay, you can use lots of different objects. And I want you to answer those questions. Your challenge sheet. Now, you do need a ruler for this, okay? And the worksheet is on the website, but you don't have to use these objects. Your challenge sheet is what I want you to do is I want you to try and find these objects around your house, and I want you to measure them with a ruler. So when we are using a ruler, we measure in centimetres. So you need to see how tall is the apple in centimetres. How tall is the bottle in centimetres? If you don't have things like a peg or a raincoat, you can use different objects, okay? You might want to measure a candle, or you might want to measure a photograph, or you might want to measure a cushion, or your TV remote, or your tablet, okay? You don't have to use the objects on the worksheet they're just there to help you, okay? But you must use a ruler, okay? Then you might want to say, what's the longest object you've measured? What's the shortest object? Are there any objects that measure exactly the same? So they are exactly the same length, okay? So those are your jobs for your Monday morning maths lesson. I hope you enjoy it and work hard, year ones.